Deck the hall with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Throw the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, la 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 la. Passes, la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la.
Was Deck the Hall, sung remotely this year by the Mountain Revels. Welcome to a very special and very different Revels celebration. I am Alistair Norcross, stage director of Mountain Revels, script editor and writer, and in a loose sense of the word, actor. I've been performing with Revels since 2010 and have been the stage director since 2016. Now I'd like to introduce my colleague, the man behind the mask, the artistic director and song leader of Mountain Revels, Chad Boltz. Chad, why don't you say a little about yourself and about what we're doing this year?
Thanks, Alistair. My name is Chad Boltz. I'm the artistic director of Mountain Revels. And thank you for watching our Plague show, the 2020 version. You know, this year, we would have loved to have done something in person, even 6 feet apart, but that just wasn't possible. But we wanted to put this show together just to remind ourselves that people need to celebrate, even in a year like this. And one of the ways throughout human history that people have celebrated is through rituals and through festivals. And these traditionally occur at points of transition, things like marriage, solar events, lunar events, and really what festivals, rituals do, they give us an opportunity to reassure ourselves when the boundaries, you know, in normal day-to-day life shift and the rules of the game change. And this year, I can't think of anything more appropriate as the rules of our day-to-day existence have changed than to have some sort of celebration that we can hold on to. And Revels is the perfect, perfect vehicle for that. So we're going to go through today our show. We're going to feature archival footage from shows past, not just in Boulder, but also elsewhere in the Revels world. And we're going to do some new things that we have shot just for you this year. And to get things rolling, here is Alistair again to talk about the element of storytelling and how it figures into our shows every year.
Thanks, Chad. Well, each year's show celebrates the culture of a different tradition. For example, in the last 4 years, we've celebrated Scottish, Irish, Nordic cultures, and the culture of Elizabethan England, with a particular focus on Shakespeare. Every culture has its own tradition of folk tales and storytelling. Through the medium of stories, folk try to make sense of the human experience in an often confusing world. Many stories explore common themes of life, death, and renewal. So here, we're going to present you with a few samples of the storytelling we have included in recent shows.
Late one autumn, as the sky began to darken early, the stars bloomed in the night, and the first gentle snows were falling. A father and his 2 sons left home to trap furs, and to hunt for the last of the berries and hazelnuts. One afternoon, they came upon a white fox caught in their trap. To catch a fox is rare, for there are no creatures keener or cleverer than the Arctic fox, or more beautiful. As the father was about to kill and skin the fox, the youngest son threw himself on his father, begging him to set the animal free. Moved by his son's compassion, the father reluctantly agreed and opened the trap. As the fox ran off into the woods, his tail threw new snow into the air, creating a shimmering silver curtain in the light of the setting sun. Months later, in the middle of a hard, cold winter, the three were again in the woods, checking their tracks. The short day had faded from the night, and there were still many miles to travel home to warmth and mother. Snow had begun to fall, and as the darkness increased, so did the snow, until their lantern lit only a glowing circle of white. The father knew that to sit and rest would be to die in the darkness and cold, so they walked on, and on, and on. Eventually the snow subsided, but the three had now walked far from their familiar forest. They were lost in the darkness and cold. As they stopped at the edge of a deep ravine, they began to hear heavy footsteps in the dark. A few at first, then more and more, moving toward their circle of light. The footsteps of trolls or giants or something darker. Suddenly, there was a flash of white, and the little Arctic fox ran into the light. He looked from one to the other, and then ran off into the darkness, his tail again sweeping the snow into the sky. As they watched, the snow climbed higher in the sky. It seemed to catch the light of great fires to the north. As the light grew brighter, the youngest recognized the outline of a familiar hill and knew that just a little further off was their own warm house. Soon they would be home. And to this day, when there are travelers in the darkness who need light, the little Arctic fox will sweep snow into the sky to create the most magical of all lights, a beautiful light that is seen only in the deepest darkness.
I knew it was a magical fox.
A Merry Christmas to you, sir.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Jack Dougherty.
To be sure, Dick. How does your honor know me name?
How is it I would not know your name, Jack Dougherty? Why, man, I knew your father and your grandfather before him. Many's a wee party we had in my little house at the bottom of the sea. Would you, care to see it yourself?
Lord bless and preserve us. You asking me to go down to the bottom of the salt sea ocean?
I am.
It's really so, sir. And no joke. Well, all right. Here's neck or nothing.
Now, Jack, I've brought this hat for your journey. Put it on your head. Grab hold of my tail. Keep your eyes wide open, and you'll see what you'll see.
In dashed the Merrow. In dashed Jack after him boldly. They went, and they went. Jack holding on to the Merrow's tail, slippery though it was, until finally, to Jack's great surprise, they came out of the water onto dry land at the bottom of the sea.
Jack looked about him and could see no living things, barring crabs and lobsters, of which there were plenty walking leisurely about on the sand.
Might I make so bold as to ask what these things like lobster pots are?
Oh, the soul cages, is it?
The what, sir?
These are the things I keep the souls in.
Ah! What souls, sir? Sure to fish have no souls.
No, that they have not. These are the souls of drowned sailors.
Lord bless and preserve us. How in the world did you get them?
Easily enough. I've only, when I see a good storm coming up, to put a few dozen of these out. And then, when the sailors are drowned and the souls come out of them, they're nearly perished, not being used to the cold water. And so they make into me pots for shelter. And then I have them snug. And I take them home and keep them dry and warm. And is it not good for the poor souls to find their way into such excellent quarters?
Right.
Welcome back to our ever so toasty living rooms, which look suspiciously similar. Music is central to the Revels experience. It's at the very core of it. The expert on the musical aspect of Revels is obviously our wonderfully talented artistic director. So Chad, why don't you talk about music and its role in Revels?
Yeah, music is central. It reminds people in the audience and the performers of things in their own cultural backgrounds that they maybe forgot or can't remember anymore. And it gets them to participate in creating a shared experience. At its core is a group of professionals, but with amateur chorus and other performers. And because of that unique interaction of professional and amateur, the audience is able to be a part of the show, which is absolutely unique in the world of theater, that we break that fourth wall and invite the audience to join us and participate. Yeah, that's a central feature. And we do it through, me as a song leader provides that intermediary between the chorus, the musicians, and the audience, so that everybody feels comfortable in creating that experience. The other really important feature about the music of our show is in the role of the tradition bearer. Because we use we feature a different culture every year, we need to have that tradition bearer, somebody who's versed in either the instrument or in the dance or in the singing style, because this is not opera, this is folk music. And every culture has a different style that needs to be respected. And so those tradition bearers provide that authenticity to our shows to make sure that we're not stepping on anyone's toes and that we're presenting as faithful a presentation as we possibly can.
Dancing seems to have been a part of every human culture, at least that we're aware of. Some dances are highly ritualized, laden with sacred and spiritual significance, but others are simply expressions of the sheer joy of being alive. Every Revel show incorporates dances, such as the Morris dancing of Lord of the Dance, which ends the first act of every show in the beloved tradition of inviting the audience to dance with us through the theater. Many shows also include the strange and haunting Abbots Bromley horn dance, which has been performed in the English village of Abbots Bromley every year for over 500 years and has its origins even further in the past.
The version that we actually use in Revels, I don't know if you knew this, it features a different tune than the traditional versions of Abbots Bromley. It has been adapted to the stage by Revels to really great effect. When you see this dance presented, note the 6 sets of antlers representing the deer. This is a dance of pagan origin, but it's interesting that the church actually did tolerate this dance being performed. You'll see 2 formations. You're going to see a snake with the actors, and then you're going to see a set formation where they cross. Along with the deer, you're going to see a character that features prominently in other parts of Revels. You're going to see the fool. Fool being a medicine man, kind of a magic maker, and it's the fool is universal to folk customs. The other thing that's really special about Abbots Bromley, really it just emphasizes the need for humans to make myth of their fear of becoming disconnected from nature and from animals. And that's illustrated in ritual dances like the Abbots Bromley. So just pay attention to those as you watch that. Okay?
We also include dances that are native to the culture that's the focus of the show, such as, and we're going to show you this as well, the Scottish weaving lilt, in which dancers simulate the actions of a loom. Now, rehearsing that dance in my house every week for 2 months weakened my right hamstring so much that I tore it a month or so after the show ended while training for the Boston Marathon. That's because it's a 4-step dance with every 4th step is a stamp on the right foot. It was worth it though, and I still ran the marathon just about an hour slower than I was hoping to. So here's a taste of the various dances, including, definitely not to be forgotten, our very own local Irish dancing champions, August, Emma, and Evan.
they whipped, they stripped, and they hung me on high. They left me there on a cross to die.
Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dancing, and I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dancing.
I danced on a Friday when the sky turned black, but it's hard to dance with the devil on your back. They buried my body and they thought I'd gone, but I am the dance and I still go on.
Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dancing, and I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dancing.
They cut me down and I leapt up high. I am the life that'll never, never die. I'll live in you if you live in me. I am the Lord of the dance, said he.
Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he.
Now we are going to teach you some songs that we will sing in the second act. For those of you who've been to Revels before, you know that we always do some rounds. We do the Dona Nobis Pace.
Together, and then we need 3 parts. For a change, let's put the first part over here. You're used to it. Here we go. Balcony to about there, mezzanine to about there, that corner, want to really hear it, and some interesting line over here, all right? You are the first part. Second part, mirrors the first, so somewhere in there, somewhere down through here, and sort of in there. Friends and family sing together. That's the Revels plan, all right? Third part, you're not in the first 2, so figure it out.
We all sing in unison, one straight through. Don't I know this part? And then we'll divide up in our same 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3.
Ones, are you ready? You were so excited to raise your hands, I hope you can sing it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Dona Nobis Pacem, Pacem. Dona Nobis Pacem. Dona Nobis Pacem, Pacem. Dona Nobis Pacem. pacem, dona nobis pacem, dona nobis pacem, dona nobis pacem.
Every Revels show incorporates singing, dancing, and drama. The central theme of death and rebirth, found in many religions and in cultural traditions that celebrate the winter solstice, is reenacted in the Mummer's Play, which features in many Revels shows. The mumming tradition in the British Isles and many parts of Europe dates back at least 500 years, and possibly as far back as ancient Egypt and Greece. In Scotland, mummers are called guisers, disguise, and in Ireland, rhymers, for obvious reasons. The play itself features various stock characters, such as Room, who introduces the action, Father Christmas, Johnny Jack, who sometimes carries his wife and children in a basket on his back, Big Head, Little Wit, Jack Straw, Peddler Molly, the Fool, and of course a villain, such as a giant or a dragon or both, and a hero, often St. George or St. Patrick. The hero and the villain engage in combat, which of course the hero wins, but then the hero summons a ritualistic sword dance. First comes Christmas, then comes spring, like winter I must die, and then to life again, like spring. At the culmination of the sword dance, the hero falls dead, signifying the death of the old year. A quack doctor is then summoned to bring the hero back to life. Mummers' plays are still performed throughout Britain, often in pubs in exchange for good local ale. The dialogue is broad, often rhyming, and the action is slapstick. Local characters or accomplishments are celebrated, and rivals are denigrated, and current events satirized. Behind the broad humor and the bad acting, though, lies the serious emotional touchstone of every Revel show, celebration of the eternal cycle of death and rebirth. So I thought it was important that we present a new Mummers Play this year. So what we have for you is a Mummers Play for Zoom. So this is very much a Mummers Play for 2020. I hope you enjoy it. We enjoyed doing it.
Alone, in your room, on Zoom.
Yeah, well, that's what makes it a Mummers Play for 2020.
There you go.
Zoom, room, brave gallants all, pray come to Zoom to meet. We are really keeping our distance though, even farther than 6 feet. The days are short, the night is long, the time has come to rhyme. We've come to show activity at this solstice time. Activity of bop, activity of broom, activity as you have never seen on Zoom. So some of us be little and some of a more middle sort. We all desire your favor to see our pleasant sport. So log in, Father Christmas, and virtually lead the way. Father Christmas, you're on mute.
Here come I, old Father Christmas. Welcome. Or welcome not.
Oh, welcome.
I hope old Father Christmas will never be forgot.
Never.
Christmas comes but once a year, but when it comes, it brings good cheer. Roast beef, plum pudding, strong ale, and minced pie. Who likes that better than I?
Nobody.
Although they call me Old Father Christmas, I have but a short time to stay. I've come to bring you merriment before I go away. Log in, Johnny Jack, I say, and boldly clear the way. Johnny Jack, with your wife and family on your back, you've missed your cue. Are you having a snack? Stepping on a tack? Building a shack? stretched on a rack, milking a yak. What the frack, where is Johnny Jack?
Old Father Christmas, I'm sorry to say, I have sad news of Johnny to darken your day. Last week he went maskless indoors to a party. The laughter was raucous, the singing was hearty. The behavior, I say, was really quite reckless. Now all who attended are highly infectious.
The tale that I'm hearing, just what does it mean?
Johnny can't be here. He's in quarantine. I know, we're very upset. And worse yet, he's in lockdown with no internet.
That's quite a shame. But best not to fret. There's plenty more folks to join us yet. Big head, little wit. Come join us now, I say. Step forward, sir. Face the front and boldly clear the way.
Ahem.
Him too. Fine, let's see. Old Bet. Old Bet, I say, come forth to take your place. It's been a year since we last met. I long to see your face. Peddler Molly?
Nope.
Baker?
As if.
Jack Straw?
Now you're grasping.
The Fool?
The clue's in the name.
They were all at the party, the whole group?
Every last one. And now we're in the soup.
I really am quite mad, not the least bit delighted. But what bothers me most is I wasn't invited. So, who do we have to join our play? There must be a villain to lead the way.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I am a giant. Now give me some rum. If I could meet St. George here, I'd put a spear through his ear. I'd cut him, I would slash him small as flies, and send him to Jamaica to make mince pies.
And how would that work? I mean, if you cut him as small as flies, he'd hardly be in the mood to make mince pies, will he?
Or able come to that, he will be dead.
It's in the script. It's not supposed to make sense. It's like the Lord's Prayer. Give us our daily bread. Daily bread. Why would you ask an omnipotent being for bread? Is that a waste of divine power? I mean, if you're going to ask someone who could give you anything for something, at least ask them for cake or beer. Besides, can't the baker give us our daily bread?
Not right now. He's in quarantine after that last party.
Right, well. Anyway, St. George. St. George is making mince pies. Mince pies hot, mince pies cold. Mince send him to Jamaica till he's 9 days old.
What? Fair enough. Tune in, my boys and gals. A dragon you shall see, a wild worm for to flee. Come in, thou dragon stout, and take thy compass round about.
Stand on head, stand on feet.
But you're the giant, aren't you?
Listen, I am both. Haven't you heard we are in the middle of a pandemic? So we have to make do with what we have. And right now, I am what we have. Stand on head, stand on feet. I want meat for to eat. Ooh. I am the dragon. Here are my claws. I am the dragon. Here are my jaws. Giant Blunderbore is my name. All the nations do tremble at my fame. Where'er we go, they run from our sight. No dragon nor knight will win in a fight. You talking to me? Huh? You talking to me? Are you talking to me? You're talking to me! Well, I am the only one around here.
Um,
Just shut up. Go with it, okay? Come on, you wanna fight me? You wanna fight me? Bring it, lizard boy. Put him up now. Put him up, I say. Put him up.
so which one won? I cannot tell.
I think it's the dragon. 'Twas the giant who fell.
St. George shall come and die by swords, which circle round his neck. As winter dies, so shall he die, and rise as spring again.
Here I come, St. George! From Britain do I spring!
Don't look very British.
Or sound very British.
How about now, old chap? Would you mind awfully not interrupting? It's awfully bad fun, don't you know? Is that better?
Yes, quite. Carry on.
I'll fight the dragon bold. My wonders to begin. I'll clip his wings, he shall not fly. I'll cut him down, or else I'll die.
Who's he that seeks the dragon's blood, and calls as angry and so loud with my long teeth and scurvy jaws? I'll tear the flesh off of his nose.
Stand off, thou dragon bold, or by my sword thou die. I'll pierce thy body full of holes and make thy buttons fly.
My body is made of iron. My head is made of steel. My claws are made of beaten brass. No man can make me feel.
No one could ever frighten me, for many I have slain. I long to fight, 'tis my delight to battle o'er again.
Virtually only, remember?
Right, so how are we going to do this?
Stabby, stabby, stabby!
We are the champions! We are the champions!
No time for losers!
For we are the champions
of the world! Ah!
First comes Christmas, then comes spring. Like winter, I must die. Then to life again like spring. Dancers, the sword dance now for me.
No sword dancers. Zoom is at capacity.
Oh, right. And now, by the magic of technology, we transport you back in time to the waning days of 2019. It was an innocent time, full of hope and promise, when wet market simply meant an unexpected shower on a Saturday afternoon in downtown Boulder, and fraternity parties were loud and annoying, not literally life-threatening.
Doodle-doo, 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 doodle-doo.
Alas, alas, my chiefest son is slain. What must I do to raise him up again? Here he lies in presence of you all. I'll lovingly for a doctor call. Doctor! Doctor! £5 for a doctor. £10?
There is no doctor that can bring this man to life. His dying was a mystery and did not come from strife. So with the blessed mistletoe, about him and about him and about him go, and bring him back among us. No. Well, it was worth a try.
Someone call for a doctor? That would be me. I'll treat any patient. Just pay me the fee. Oh, this mask is such a pain.
Doctor, do thy part. St. George is wounded through the heart and through the knee. Here's £10 I'll give to thee.
Not so fast. How camest thou to be a doctor?
By my travels.
And where have you traveled?
Lafayette, Louisville, Boulder, and Golden. I've treated them all, the young and the olden. I'll see to your boo-boo, your owie, your ouchie. They say I'm as good as Anthony Fauci. So large is my skill, so great is my fame. I'll see a blind patient and then make him lame. I'm simply the best, the greatest I am. Last Christmas, I cured a holiday ham.
Please, doctor, my son, his condition is dire.
I'll fix him right up. My skills you'll admire. I'm detecting no breathing, which isn't ideal. The non-breathing patients are harder to heal.
Are you sure you're a doctor? Your skills seem third rate.
Huh. See my degree? It's from Colorado State. I have a treatment. The best that I've seen, but hard to pronounce. Hydroxychloroquine. Now, how to administer this magical pill?
You're no Dr. Fauci. You're more Dr. Phil.
Oh, I know what will work, and it's right within reach. I've heard that you're cured if you just drink some bleach.
No.
Not that. Very well. Here's an idea that's bright. I'll simply insert this small UV light. You keep shooting down my every idea. So I'll go with Old Faithful, a strong local beer.
Yes!
Good hops, malt, and barley with taste, this is rife. My micro-brewed ale brings the dead back to life.
Good morning, gentlemen. A-sleeping I have been, and I've had such a sleep as the like was never seen. But now I am awake, alive unto this day. The mommer's tale is done, and we must be on our way.
The scripted song and dance are on the surface, but under that surface, the joining and the action have a distinct function. They aim to ignite a collective human purpose. They aim at sparking a shared awareness of the perpetual human endeavor to bring light out of darkness. And as is so important this year, bring hope out of despair. And that, if anything, is the essence of what we do every year with Revels. It's people working together, hopefully in person, this year not so much, to drive the dark away. And it's people working to keep the year alive. It's people. And I really don't want us to forget that. It's people that play a part in bringing back hope and in bringing back the light. So what we do with Revels, not just in Boulder, but in every city around the country every year, is the work of the people. Now, certain elements of Christmas Revels programs are more or less constant. And I think in addition to the resurrection of St. George at the end of the Mummers play, the one that really hits home with me, and I know it does with Alistair, is the shortest day. And so Alistair, please give us a little bit on that.
Yeah, thanks, Chad.
Absolutely.
Yes, as Chad was saying, that's a common element. In fact, every Revel show ends with the two common elements, the poem, The Shortest Day, which then leads into the Sussex Mummers Carol with the audience joining in. Susan Cooper wrote The Shortest Day specially for Revels, and the words never fail to give me a chill. Everywhere down the centuries of the snow-white world came people singing, dancing, drive the dark away. That's what we try to do every year. We sing, we dance, we act and revel to drive the dark away. We dearly hope to be able to do that with you in person again next year. But for now, we hope that this reminder of Revels past and a taste of what is to come many more times has brought some cheer to this darkest of years. So I want to join Chad in the familiar cry. Welcome YULE.
Welcome YULE.
So the shortest day came, and the year died. And everywhere, down the centuries of the snow-white world, came people dancing, singing to drive the dark away. And lighted candles in the winter trees, they hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive.
And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us. Listen.
All the long echoes sing the same delight this shortest day, as promise wakens in the sleeping land.
They carol, feast, give thanks.
And dearly love their friends, and hope for peace.
And so do we, here, now, this year and every year. Welcome YULE.
Welcome YULE. Welcome YULE.
Welcome YULE.
Welcome YULE.
Welcome YULE.
Welcome YULE.